Everybody hears about how bad and poor third world countries are and how much help they need. That sometimes they forget that there are parts of this country that are just as bad, if not worse, than that. Project Hope is a mission run by St. Sebastian Parish in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, that goes down once a year to the Appalachia region of Kentucky to repair, renovate, or sometimes even add on to the dilapidated homes of the poor down there. We help in whatever way we can. To volunteer, you have to at least completed your sophomore year of high school. And of approximately 50 people who go down there, while there are many who are young, high school, if not college age, most are full grown, out of college, have careers, spouses, kids, even grandkids, and they have to put all that aside for a week to do this work. The first time I went down was in June 2011, right after my sophomore year of high school, and I got assigned to work on the Wireman family trailer, a long, narrow piece of tin with an addition already on the back that was just made of dirty looking wood and was only being held up by cinder blocks and house jacks. And we went down to add another addition onto it. The Wiremans had 3 kids. 2 boys, the oldest being Jonathan, who was about 10. The next was another boy, who was about 7, and the girl was about 5. They also had 2 cousins living in the trailer, and there's no room for that many people in the trailer. They needed more space. And it was such a big job that we actually had to have 2 of our work groups of approximately 5 people each work on this site. My work group was led by George. George was an engineer and an Army vet. He spent his entire life on construction site. He's a very kind-hearted man, and he's been going on the trip for more than 15 years now. The oldest boy was John, and he spent the entire week at George's side trying to help in any way he could, or watching everything he could and learning everything he could. His siblings were also always there, but being that they were younger, they tended to get a little out of control sometimes, and sometimes John would help just by keeping them under control. For one example, he had to help keep his sister out of an uncompleted room with things like bent nails, cut pieces of siding, wood scraps all over the floor, and she was wearing flip-flops. Obviously not a safe place for someone unless you're wearing heavy boots. In this case, you did not know. I'll cut this out. John was always hanging near George, learning the tricks of the trade. Near the end of the week, George had found this hammer in the back of our van. Just this random hammer. No one wanted it. No one needed it, no one wanted it. So he gave it to John. It was just the simplest hammer you can think of, a wooden handle with a iron or steel head. None of us wanted it. But when John got that hammer, his face lit up. He thought it was the greatest gift he could have possibly gotten. And it was one of the largest smiles a child had ever had on his face. He must have thought this is the greatest gift in the world. Most 10-year-olds wouldn't even think about wanting a stupid hammer. It's just a hammer. You can't play with it. It's a tool. They want expensive video games or expensive phones or something like that. That the fact is, John and the other Wymans just can't afford. It was just a small moment in time, and for some reason, it just has stuck with me for over 2, almost 3 years now. I've gone down twice more, done 2 more jobs, and one thing I have always seen is that even though these people have nothing, they live in mostly trailers or small 1-story houses. They are so happy. Most don't go to college. A vast majority don't even finish high school. But they're all so happy with what they have, and they are the nicest, most generous people I have ever met. That's why, thinking about it now, I believe that the lesson in this is money isn't important. Money is not the key to happiness, even though we sometimes make it seem that way. light of the approaching holiday season, I just think that people need to remember that money is not everything. Money and material goods are not everything. There's more to life than